Team, welcome back. Now that we've defined these terms, we're going to discuss in depth a bit more about the link between them and their relationships. What we know is that all these terms are related. They each affect each other. They're not linked in a linear sense. It's more of a cycle where each affects the other and vice versa. We really want to look at that developed motor skills can act as an enabler to an individual's participation and performance. If at a young age you mastered the skill of catching and throwing, you would be more likely to participate in sports that utilize this skill. Therefore, you are then given greater opportunities to further develop the skill, which leads to greater execution of these skills and performance.
Yep, beautiful. So on the other hand, if say your fundamental motor skills weren't as developed, then this can actually act as a barrier to your participation and performance. So if say your development of running, catching, throwing, kicking, any of those was hindered, this will affect your performance of how you execute these skills, which is therefore going to affect your participation. It's going to affect your participation because if you can't perform these skills as well, it's going to somewhat make you have a lower level of self-confidence and also enjoyment in just executing these skills. So studies have actually shown us that if you're unable to perform a sport-specific skill, you are less likely to participate in that sport, therefore unable to continually develop the skill.
Yeah, that's really good. So the relationship between these terms is really important because they actually underlie the foundation of the universal goal for physical education, which is to promote lifelong participation in physical activity. Individuals whose lives are based off hindered development of motor skills are more likely to develop sedentary behaviours and lifestyles. This is as opposed to those who have mastered fundamental motor skills at a younger age and therefore have positive experiences related to physical education and are more likely to lead physically active lives.
All right, analysing. What is it? Who knows? We do. We know. All right. So what we want you to do first of all is to grab a pen, pause us and write down what you think analysing is. This just could be quick little dot points or sentences, whatever you want to do. 30 seconds to a minute, quickly just jot down what you think analysing is. All right, now that you've done that, what we want you to do is to grab a different coloured pen. All right, and with this different coloured pen, as we're talking through and we're telling you what analysing is and what it means to analyse, we want you to pause us if you need to and just write down and add to the list that you have currently. All right, so we're just going to build up a really strong idea and grasp the concept well of what analysing is.
Easy. So when we are talking about analysing, we mean identifying the components or the elements of the terms and then describing the relationships between them. Then through these relationships, we want to draw out and relate any of the implications that might come of this. Basically, what are the terms? What are the links between them? And then what are the outcomes of these relationships? We really want to tease out what the question is asking us. We specifically were focusing on this as in last year's exam from 2019, question 7 asked students to analyse the link between these terms, referencing directly to our key skill. Students who did not analyse properly, including the implications, did not receive full marks.
Yeah, so really important when you are completing a SAC or completing an exam, you really need to read and actually really understand what the question is asking you. So it could be describe, it could be outline. In this case, it's analyse. So that's why we've gone through and really grasped the concept and really gone in depth with analysing and what we mean by analysing. So again, pause this if you need to, add to your notes, and please just make sure you really understand and are fully grasping that concept. And that is part 2 completed. So go and maybe grab another cup of tea and join us later for part 3. Thank you.
Thank you.